So the first thing that we are gonna have to do is set up an environment to work in. So we are going to install a few dependency and tool that we will use to develop using React and JavaScript. The first thing that we are going to install the Node.js. I am just going to Google to download, and this is going to direct you through the website, hopefully nodejs.org/download. So if you are on Windows, then you are going to download the Windows installer. So there are few different things here. If you are on Linux, what you are going to do is open up terminal and type in while node might actually are to be installed. But actually if you are pull up terminal, you can type in node-extra version and it should give you a version number. If it doesn't, that's mean that you don't have node installed. And also any other thing we are gonna need is node package manager, which is called npm, which you can do the same thing to verify if you will like npm dash version. So you don't have either of these installed, so you are on Linux, I believe it's just okay. So you actually need to add a pp to your system on Linux in order to install it. So sudo apt install curl, and then you are gonna copy this. Well, here just set install node. It's going to instruct that you should copy into your terminal. So install, and then you can install node the npm, and then you can verify that they are installed using these commands. In the discussion on this video, here I install Node well, although if you are using the probably won't have any trouble with that at all. If you are on Windows, which I think a lot of guys will be come to know that nodejs.org/download. So you will find Windows installer here. You are going to install LTS just because it's more stable and I feel safer using that for production. If you want to know to check our latest feature, you can install the current, but for right now, we are going to with LTS download the Windows installer, either 32 or 64 bit. I believe they have actually just straight up stop making a 32-bit process. Like could be wrong, so you are most likely gonna want to the 64-bit version. If you are on Windows, the way you can verify which version you need is to go. Sorry, this PC you are going to right click and click the property, and it should tell you somewhere here system type. It will say 32-bit, 64-bit. If you have got 64-bit, follow along with 64-bit version. Otherwise, install the 32-bit version and you are going to click on it and it's gonna download .mcsc file. I have already got this installed, so I am going to do a little bit through this setup. It's a very straightforward. It's just you hit the next just like other installer and it will install node to your system. It's very important. And by default, the default behavior of the installer is to add the node library to the path. I am going to show this just you guys to confirm and make sure that that's happening. So hit next and I accept the terms. Next you can choose a directory, hit next, and then right here on this screen. You are gonna want to make sure that it should add to the path looks like this. This means that will be installed. That will be installed on the hard drive, and that's what the other icon means. Make sure add path is going to be installed and then hit next and you are going to install. I'm gonna cancel out of this because I had already haven't installed. So when you have got installed, you are gonna hit finish. It should not take too long. Now if I go back to here and right click on the property and the advanced system setting on the left, then you can see on the left hand side that open up way over to the left. Let me bring this in here. If you click on the environment variable at the bottom, you are gonna get this list here and the path is right here. I am gonna to click here at it, and what we see is the list of the directories that would not we run a program from terminal. It will first look in the system32 directory on the hard disk to see if it could find it there. Otherwise it's going to come to this right here so we can see that where it is. This one right here would be the one of that was added. I guess when you install that, make sure you see npm or node or something there, and then open up the command line PowerShell terminal and run these two commands. You are gonna run node dash dash version and it should print our version number on the next line right here. And you are also gonna to do same with the npm and it should give you a version number. Now if we run node we should get this, which is an interpreter, and we can write JavaScript. So can I say that's the of course the console log. So we are good to go. So I am going to control here. So clear. Now the next thing we are gonna need to install is Visual Studio Code. So just Google for this. Make sure actually you could go directly to this. Like I am gonna have this here as well. Oh, visualstudiocode.com. Click it, download it for the Windows. It's gonna to download and the installer file. You click keep and then you are going to install or run. That is the process, that is exactly the same. You are gonna hit next, next. It's going to install Visual Studio Code. Now the next thing we are gonna have to install is the React itself. If you go to the reactjs.org, which I will also post here in the comment section, this you can click get started and resource tutorial. I don't think it's gonna tell you how to go inside. Alright, create a new. Alright, well, what we are going to do is to install a program through the npm. So once you have got it installed, if you had PowerShell open and then you install the node and those commands are not working. By the way, you are just gonna want to close a PowerShell and open up a new instance. It's going to load into a new path variable and it's gonna be able to find their number and the npm library now. And in order to install node libraries, there are the two type of way you can do it. You can install it by globally to the system, which means you can use it any directory. It is not the part of the project, it's not a project dependency. So it's just the nap collection that you have installed to your computer using the nodes, and we are going to do that is the npl install globally. Then the package name would good go here. So that's the syntax for installing global packages. So now if you are in a project directory that does have a package.json file, that means it is node project, and so you can install directly into that project. We'll get more into that later. So for now, right now, go ahead and type in the npm install space create dash react dash and hit enter. Now this process will take a few minutes to be complete. I have already got installed, so it actually did not take that long at all, which is awesome. So this means know that from the command line we can use the command create react app, and that's exactly that what we are going to do. So what I want you guys is to create a directory for our projects. So how I do this, sorry about that, how I do this is I go to my user directory. So you should see the number pictures, music download, etc. Just create a new directory, new folder, and call it the project which I have got here. We are gonna be using this name for our first React application. So I am gonna delete that now. Now that's actually believing it, it's a huge because it's bleeding on Node module and so well from that project. We are also going to install the React developer tool from the Chrome. So if you are not using the Chrome, this is a highly advised. Install Chrome. So you would go to the chrome.google.com, install Chrome, and then Google for React Developer Tool. You are gonna find this offered by the Facebook. Click add to the Chrome and we will get more information into what does this. Just know it is a great time to install it, so get that started and let's jump back into the determine. So you can pause this video to install React, come back to it, and I will be right here. So what we are going to do is the change directory into the projects, and then we are gonna issue the command create dash react dash upspace, and now we are going to a name to a directory name for where we want to create the project in. So in this instance it's just going to just react, that is gonna take a few minutes. So I believe you guys here, this has been how to set up an environment to get you work started, and it's working and react. In the next video, I am going to be looking at the basic project structure. That's going to over how to do instead. Well, no, probably go over installing library to the project or a bit later. So for right now, we are just gonna look at the project itself. And so let's do it. So for the next video, wait for it. If you like this video, then do like, comment and share this with your friend for more future exciting courses like this. I will see you guys in the next video.